There's a lot of talk about the fifth dimension, but most people don't even know what that really means or where they stand. And we've skipped the fourth dimension as if it doesn't matter. But what if you are in it right now and no one ever explained it in a way that actually makes sense? If you've been feeling confused, overwhelmed, spiritually tired, or even a little embarrassed that you still don't get it, you are not alone. Maybe you've done the meditations, read the books, tried to raise your vibration, tried to fix yourself, and maybe part of you is exhausted. You don't want more hype. You don't want more vague promises. You just want clarity. You want peace in your own body. You want to know where you actually are and how to move forward without pretending. No hype, no bypassing, just aligned embodiment, honest transformation, and practical life purpose you can actually live. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll have clarity on who's operating from where, and most importantly, where you stand, along with practical ways to recenter and ground yourself from within. Let's step back in time for a moment to 2012. What actually happened? What were you doing back then? Share down in the comments. For me personally, even a decade earlier, I was beginning to question everything out loud. At the height of my professional career in pursuit of materialism, suddenly I couldn't relate to my friends. They couldn't understand why I was pushing back on the pretend American dream, as I wondered why life had to be a daily grind and hustle when it could literally be a breeze if we all worked together. This was my first taste of something bigger. Not escape, not fantasy, just the quiet realization that maybe life wasn't meant to feel so heavy. 2012 was a turning point in the Mayan calendar. It marked the end of a 5,000 plus year cycle. It was also a threshold where technology, economic, and cultural cycles converged. The internet exploded, social media took over. Suddenly, information was no longer controlled by a few gatekeepers. Anyone could question authority out loud. Like-minded souls could find each other instantly across the globe. Hidden doubts about the system became shared conversations. Spiritual language went mainstream instead of staying on the fringes. I was fully invested in Facebook and discovered a new tribe of like-minded souls that shared the same longings of the heart. It was a love fest that extended to all corners of the globe as we connected to discuss the rise of the divine feminine and the new age of Aquarius. On December 12th, 2012, many of us truly believed the world would change overnight, that separation would dissolve, that love would win instantly. We were sincere. We were hopeful. We were ready. We studied the law of attraction and did our shadow work and got Akashic Records readings. We meditated, listened to gurus and channelers, read every spirituality book we could get our hands on. We made vision boards, thought happy thoughts, went on retreats, and did our best to heal ourselves. We kept asking, what can I try next to finally ascend to the fifth dimension? We tried so hard to become what we already were, love. And there's something incredibly innocent and beautiful about that. I honor each and every one of you on this journey, past and present. All the laughter, all the tears, all of the heartbreak, and all of the breakthroughs. Okay, let's pause for just a moment. What I'm going to share next isn't about drawing lines or making judgments. The reason for this video is twofold. Understanding these stages can help you stop looping in confusion and stop blaming yourself when you don't feel permanently ascended. It's helpful to know that the world was firmly in third dimension at that time, Mother Earth included. Yes, you could have a full awakening from separation to unity consciousness, but as the collective awakening was in its initial stages, a full awakening took many years of processing without collective momentum. Which is why Dr. Joe Dispenza's work is so powerful in a group setting. And without the assistance of divine intelligence, it would all but be impossible. All of the doing activities I mentioned previously are part of 3D separation consciousness, though the aspiration is 5D unity consciousness. Meditating, channeling, seeking the gurus, the law of attraction, the need to heal. So let's talk about the shift toward the age of Aquarians. When you move into 4D consciousness, yes, we don't get to skip 4D, it's then that you clearly see what's 3D separation consciousness and what's unity consciousness. In a dualistic 3D reality, everything appears to be external to you. In unified 4D, everything comes from within. Just to clarify, what 4 and 5D consciousness are, it's the expansion of your consciousness, mind, body, and spirit, from the egocentric you to beyond you physically and metaphysically to be more inclusive. The opposite would be if you were to become so contracted, so lost in one's mind that you begin to collapse and there is great personal suffering, possibly appearing as anxiety, depression, panic attacks, neurosis, and psychosis. Expanded, inclusive, you feel more love. Contracted, feelings of isolation, less love. Let's take a look at life in 3D and 4D. Let me know in the comments if any of these resonate with you. Meditation. In 3D, while sitting, you try to force out thoughts in the world, seeking relief from the ego self. In 4D, your life is a living meditation all day where you include the whole world in your thought processes. You feel in the world, but not of it, as ego sits in the backseat of your life instead of being the primary driver. You are more responsive and less reactive. The law of attraction? Watch any video and it's always about raising your vibration to attract your desire to you as if it's outside of you. In 4D, you realize you don't need to raise your vibration. You already are Source itself. Your reality is birthed through and from you as you. You are the vessel. Just sit with yourself in silence and let divine intelligence do the work through you. You will birth inspiration, resources, or literally the thing itself. This is also the work that Dr. Joe Dispenza is having great success teaching. Regarding channeling, entities speak of 5D, but the signal is still diluted or even contains false light to keep you emotionally looping. In 4D, you are connected directly to Source. Signaling is as pure as humanly possible. There is no need for other entities or seeking help from rays of light or other masters. The access point to your own avatar master self is again by sitting with yourself. This is why you are beginning to see videos, including on this channel, about nervous system regulation. It's all about embodiment. You must become conscious of your nervous system so that you can anchor in your higher self and your manifestations. If you're not conscious of your nervous system, there is a high probability others are manipulating it. In 3D, everything needs to be healed, and often outside methods are employed for said healing. In 4D, you identify more closely with Source within rather than ego personality. Victim consciousness and guilt and shame, two main drivers of illness associated with ego, no longer dominate. So when health issues arise, it is seen to examine the heart for where the mismatch is causing bodily disruption. So awareness can let go of false subconscious narratives. Again, we do this by sitting with yourself in silence and anchoring in your true, all-powerful self. Don't feel guilt about using the word healing in your daily practices. Just examine what that means to you. It's truly a letting go process. In 4D, you're done reading the books, going to the retreats, crying out to God or the masters, rays of light, whatever your jam, and you realize you must take personal responsibility for misalignment and to realign. Fully taking responsibility for your nervous system and your alignment with Source is your next big step. You'll notice it's a quiet step without drama, which is actually peace itself. You'll probably catch yourself seeking out drama intentionally for a while as your nervous system rewires. Be kind and gentle with yourself as you practice everyday mastery. This isn't about perfection, it's about steadiness. The more realigned you become, the more peace you feel, and from that peace, your true life purpose naturally begins to emerge. This is where the fun returns back into your life. So I have a quick invitation if you're feeling this. For those of you ready for your life to change now, I want to invite you into something deeper. My gift to you, the Quantum Me Nautilus app, is a private space for guided self-inquiry and learning how to connect with divine intelligence as the world reorganizes. Completely free, discover your core archetype blend and receive personalized insights that will accelerate your journey to your life purpose and everyday mastery. Move into aligned action and step into your life's purpose with a tailored, practical plan. Build consistent practices with daily check-ins and visual progress chains. Interactive life purpose guidance and wisdom whenever you need it. Guidance from your own personal Nautilus Oracle. It's intimate, it's grounded. Consider it the training wheels you need to develop direct connection to your avatar self. If you're ready to live deeply connected and on purpose, the link is below. I've only scratched the surface of the depth of this conversation. Let's let it rest here for now. Subscribe to this channel to continue the conversation. For us collectively, here's where we are. Pisces was all about fear-based survival, binary thinking, personal identity, power over hierarchies, external faith structures, savior narratives, and patriarchy. Aquarius becomes reunion, remembrance, emotional regulation, paradox tolerance, freedom, multidimensional intelligence at the quantum level, and the return of the feminine and the masculine now protects life. So let's talk about the elusive 5D. I'm going to speak from personal experience here. It's possible to glimpse 5D, and I have several times. Let me just tell you, you won't be sitting in line at the DMV in 5D. There is a misconception that the world will pretty much be like it is, but those of us permanently camped out in 5D will just not suffer the ills of those running around in 3D. In other words, the bad will just fade away. That's kind of right, but here's what happened the times I've experienced it. Last year, I was walking up a mountain road when I was just loving the beauty, and I just sort of faded away. It was like I was looking out through my eyes, but my body was more of a hologram. I felt such immense love that permeated all things that words weren't necessary. I wish it would have lasted forever, but it was short-lived. Without a doubt, in 5D, everything will be free. No stores, no gated communities, no pollution, no disease, no shortages of any kind, no power structures. Just love, joy, peace, freedom. And as far as prosperity, everything is provided to us freely from Mother Earth, so the idea of materialism is ridiculous when we'll be spending our time in community and outdoors in nature. As multidimensional beings, you probably notice already when you shift from 3 to 4D or fall back the other way. Maybe you've even had a 5D experience. Do tell in the comments. What's becoming more clear is that living in constant stress, fear, and comparison is becoming unbearable for many people. Our brothers and sisters are waking up en masse, and I'm so glad and thankful to those of you who are first wave awakened, who are or are beginning to serve as the ground beneath lifetimes of false beliefs that continue to wobble as narratives fracture. Okay, we've got this. 2012 was a threshold, not a finish line. We're just getting started. As power decentralizes, the invitation is to see how you unknowingly gave away power you didn't even know you had. We are remembering. As feminine returns to balance, as your consciousness expands, the test is integration via your nervous system and mind-heart coherence. Life is forcing us to expand because the worldview under contraction is unsustainable. And that is both illuminating and empowering. If you're feeling the pull to live differently but don't know where to start, I created something simple to help you begin. Your free soul blueprint isn't about labels, it's about clarity. A starting point, a mirror, a way to ground your next step.